When I whet my flashing sword, and my hand takes hold of judgment, I will take vengeance upon mine enemies.
With every breath, so lump in down. Each day, we would spill their blood till it rained down from the sky. Till it rained down from the sky. There are varying degrees of evil. We are two lesser parts of the kill, not the piece of ours across over. We can too corruption.
The furries. Yet again. The furries. The ultimate in weirdos. Which, you know, you have your prerogative. But when you're into diapers, that's when it gets a little bit too much. I think anyone can agree. Like, you shouldn't do that kind of stuff, especially around. I don't know. I'm gonna watch another video. I just got this recently. Now I want to stream again. I gotta start doing streaming more. Oh, let's see here. On. It's black. Not anymore. We have light. More of our favorite buddy. He's our buddy. He's our buddy. The baby. The big old baby. The guy that totally didn't talk to young kids. No, it's kind of blackpilling to realize that this guy's on the front page. By the way, his channel, his Twitch account is back up. I could show you. Let me try to. So let me just go like this. Gotta love the internet. Gotta love it. Yeah, he's just back. Not infuriating one bit. Yeah, that That really makes you feel good, huh? Having to work all that time if you want to be a Twitch streamer. You get permanently banned. Can't even get front page. So it's typical Twitch. You know, I'm kind of shocked at the people who don't like baby monkeys. Maybe I should do a stream, like a horror stream, and recap people of the horrors of baby monkey torture on the internet. Maybe I'll do that as a Halloween stream. Maybe if I'm doing stuff, not doing anything or not, I could just try to have fun with that and to tell you the history of YouTube's, you know, secret that's still kind of going on both Twitter, YouTube, and I hear on Facebook still. I once a long time ago scared a person who was really into monkey torture, because I found a name and I said, if you keep doing this, I'll tell all your family that you're into this. He was on the internet trying to do like a reaction. Well, let's not talk about that. That's for Halloween. Let's go back to the best tiger.
Just close your eyes and open wide. It's a reward for being such a G.
Before I even start this video, I always want you to know that was put on the front page of Twitch. You could open up Twitch.
Do you feel that? Do you feel how this guy just doing this front page? You may have a brother, a nephew, a son, or a daughter, doesn't matter, a child, someone watching this on the front page of Twitch, could be on YouTube as well, but I guarantee because of all this weird shit, instead of just, you know, putting this on the front page, he only gets like 400 people watching per video, so he hasn't streamed on YouTube in a quarter year, so that's good.
At any age and see this live. Crazy world we live in. But the world gets even crazier as you dive more.
I find it so strange. You see this? Triangles. I know it's like, oh, he's a Dorito. That's the joke. It's like the actual child predators use that. That's a fact. They use that stuff.
More deeply into who this person is. Tigray or Tigra, who is a VTuber that has been live streaming as their persona that has a bunch of people questioning why this would be allowed on any platform. Their content, if you can't tell, is pretending to be a child tiger in a diaper and basically having his chat say very messed up and weird things, especially when you are pretending to be a kid. As
yeah, and you gotta remember, there's supposed to not be any form of not safe for work content, but there is, and it infuriates not just me but anyone that does streaming, posting videos, because like many people, you get your account suspended or somebody false reports you, you know, you get all that. But this motherfucker can do whatever he wants. Clearly something that you would not do in normal society, but because the double standard, it's just infuriating. You know, it makes me mad knowing that there are people out there who, you know, like normal kind of liberal kind of people. And I feel kind of bad for them because I have talked to like normal liberal people where it's just normal people to just believe in a liberal idea. That's perfectly fine. So like a 90s Democrat where they're not fucking crazy. And when you have these types of people in your group, I tell them, it's like, this is why people like voted for Trump or vote for all this. And it's sad. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish it was the same people within like the left. I mean, I could say the same thing for the right, where it's like, oh, we have a a Mexican cat boy trying to save the European race or something, and he's not even white. So it's like, what is this? We are fucked on both ends of the spectrum. Both sides doesn't want to help the common man. You have to get fucked over by the government, and the people that's going to control the government will be the mainstream or what you watch on Twitch or internet or anything like that. It's going to be a baby, a furry in a diaper, shitting himself with a binky in his mouth.
A grown adult. Very disgusting, and I'm not gonna yap too much because we're gonna dive right into this with some more clips that are very disturbing.
Well, kiddo, guess you'll have to share daddy's bed. Gotta warm you up. Maybe get those wet clothes off and cuddle close.
Cuddle, cuddle, cuddle. Do you feel that? I think it's funny how he's blocking the chat, because I guarantee what's on the chat, it's either stuff, bad stuff, or it could be just chat of minors.
Daddy's body heat will have you toasty in no time. Need help getting those shivery little hands out of that shirt? Or maybe you
He didn't have to do that. He just wanted to.
want daddy's special snuggles. This underscore Sky02 says, please fluster and baby tie as much as you.
They followed his ashes.
Oh, little Ty, are you blushing already?
Yes.
Or do I need to bounce you on daddy's big lap?
This is on the front page. You know that I guarantee, just to spite the chuds like us, you know what they're gonna say? We're gonna put this on the front page again. This will be the Halloween special. Just say fuck you. We're gonna put it back on you. We're gonna put it back on the front page of Twitch. He got banned for being discriminated against. Advertisers need to pull out of Twitch. That's what they need to do. If they really care about safety of children, they need to say, look, you don't put this on the front page. If you keep doing this, like Coca-Cola, AMW, or something, Verizon, AT&T, Honda, Chevy, yeah, we're going to pull all our ads. We're going to pull it all.
I pinch those cheeks. Maybe a diaper change too. Let daddy tease and baby you.
Hey, Dove Eye. Hey, we found you a good partner. This person's perfect for you. This is the perfect mate. He's perfect for you.
All night sugar. You know you love the attention.
You might have been able to realize from that clip, but
Yeah, White Bowser. White Bowser. I don't even hear anything about White Bowser anymore. What the fuck happened to him anyways?
this content is borderline all the time. He has several AIs that people can use to try and talk to him, that ranging from like
Think about all that AI shit you use, and most of it is going to be used by furries. Think about it. Furries are going to use that AI and to control every bit of information. Just think about a furry who's like a high-end, someone who works in AI high-end, and he puts his narratives inside the AI, because it's not AI, it's just chatbots.
a wild majority of female voice ones, that AI dad one you saw where they can type messages to him and say crazy, odd, very disturbing things to someone that again is pretending to be a child. And as you
He's a child.
see the nature that this content brings, it makes you truly wonder why this person is having their persona, VTuber model.
Let's see here. Who knows? Who cares? All I know is sounds like someone's like you. Furries are poison. I think both of us can agree with that. Yeah, but you want to constantly fight with me because I don't like Kiwi Farms, because I think the owner of Kiwi Farms is a groomer and a sick fuck. And, also because I disagree with your pro-Z narrative. Which, do you think it's weird knowing that in Russia they're trying to import a bunch of Indians into Russia? Even the Russian soldiers are thinking that they're trying to replace them with Indians and Muslims. That's probably true. Let's face it. Putin, you know, in Russia, if you question like the Holocaust in Russia, you can get arrested in Russia. Why are you supporting them? Because you're Russian? Well, guess what? Your country doesn't like you. You ever think of that? Or because you're a woman that you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about a draft. That's probably the reason why.
Be a child tiger in a diaper. It genuinely caught.
I guarantee when I said that, you probably got so pissed off you just ran off. It always happens that way. You get so mad. Every time I stream or anytime I make a video, you come in my comments and I think it's the funniest shit ever.
Causes a malfunction in my brain to wonder why someone would even want to do this and to wonder why people are even supporting it, giving them a lot of attention. I want you to understand that's not just like 2 random clips. No, most of their content is them being in nature in some way, whether it's to donations, whether it's them talking about something.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. Like, front page to get money. I guarantee they're going to get sponsors. So just think about it. Coca-Cola sponsors them. He'd be on the front page on the label of Coca-Cola bottles. It's bad.
It just makes you very disturbed and disgusted at what is going on here.
To DEI hire more big goth girls into Congress. One's in chat if you agree. You know, you got if you have a visible stain on your bed, like it's just an outline of you. It's just so much down on you that your body.
Man, this dude's kind of self-aware if it comes to how much people hate him, and he actually enjoys it. This is just crazy. He's just enjoying all the fucking shit he knows he can get away with. Like, to Dove Eye, you know, you can bitch and shit about someone like me, but, you know, I'm not like this person. This guy's on top of the world. You know, by the way, I'm hearing like all people in Kiwi Farms, you know, with all the weird degenerate shit where I hear about the leaks with the, what is it? Them talking sexual about kids. It's weird shit. That's why we call it green Reddit.
Body like a perfect cutout of your form. Well, this was a time. Rincor, welcome. It was a time to join. And I'd love to say if you came any earlier or later, we wouldn't have been talking about. Truth is, there was a really good chance that no matter what point you arrived in the stream, we've been talking about something related to.
Like, I cannot exaggerate this enough. The streams are in nature, whether it's them talking about something, the chat, an AI, something random happening on screen. It's on purpose. He is trying to keep that nature inside of whatever you want to call this type of content. As even his VTuber, when they move around, blushes. He has commands for people to do stuff to his VTuber to make them react differently. Like, it is.
Yeah, he wants his VTube model to be molested. He wants his VTuber model to just be molested.
Genuinely very disgusting to see, because again, this person is pretending to be a child. His whole thing, his whole VTuber identity is being a tiger cub in a diaper with the minky, acting like a child, while having not only these conversations with his chat, but also quite literally encouraging these conversations that constantly are happening on the stream. So it makes you question if your whole point is having content that is very acting like a kid or having your theme be kiddish, then you've got to be one of the biggest predators I've seen on Twitch who's blatantly doing this. There is no hiding it. There is no pretending. This is what they want their content to be. It's
just the way it is. See, the smart black guy knows what he's talking about because he's not an idiot. Oh God. Think about this. Everybody can agree. Left, right, and center. Left, right, and center all agree that this person should not be on something that's for kids. Well, they're not for kids, but you know, it has kids on it. Nobody would agree with this to have kids. Like, but it's on the front page. Can't block that.
truly disturbing and questions how Twitch has not put a ban or done anything to this. Because I want you guys to know, this is a partner streamer with 22.2k followers.
Yeah, 22.2k people follow that motherfucker. I didn't even realize it until I, checked on his account again. It's like, yeah, this dude has a bunch of people watching him. That's fine. Normal people who play video games just curse a lot. No, that's bad. Having a dude shit himself and get off to it, knowing that his VTuber's getting molested by chat. Front page. Hassan socks his dog, tasers him.
You saw me on the front page? Welcome. Listen. You were coming in from the front page. What's up? This may not be your stuff, and that's totally okay. You may hate me, but I just want you to know that that's one of my kinks. So, now we're just here.
Yeah. We're kind of feeding him in a weird, fucked up way. But the thing is, if you can find any info about this person, like anybody's an internet sleuth, just say, eventually you'll be caught doing something, because people will be watching you more often in a way that you won't like.
Here to be nice, to spread some positive messages.
What positivity? What positivity? Degeneracy? That's not positive.
Now to the big reason why I know about this person, why you probably watch this video might not, but your cousin who's chronically online definitely does, is because they were on the front page of Twitch. Twitch's featured creators, where when you first open up the website, this can be one of the first people you see. This is basically somebody that can represent Twitch if you've never been on the platform, or if you're a very new user who doesn't normally go on there. And the fact that that's the case,
God, I miss old Twitch. Old Twitch was so good back then. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was just gamers. It had a limit comes to cussing, but sometimes didn't care. There was a time when it was once the Wild West, just insanity. And it was for gamers. Cam girls were told to get the fuck out. There were people, oh man, I miss AMM60. Someone who gets oh, those fake people, 4chan people are always funny. Oh man, that shit was always funny to me. I remember watching that when I was like a young teen.
and Twitch doesn't seem to have a problem with that being their representation, is a very big problem to me and probably a bunch of other people watching this, because again, I'm fine with people doing whatever they want, being a VTuber, being a furry. This person's also apparently trans. That's,
as I said, it's a man. I'm never going to call it a female because, one, even if it was, it's one of the most nastiest females I've seen. It's not trying. That's the problem. If it tried, I think I can probably tolerate it, in normal society. But on the internet, no. No. It has a penis, sir.
it's all fine and dandy. The problem now comes when you are portraying yourself as a child and exhibiting these nature that borderline is predatory behavior. Want to make it very clear so I don't get sued here, I am not saying that they are a predator.
It's a tiger. You can call it a predator. Technically, you can call him a predator. He's a tiger. You can call him a predator. That's not lawsuit worthy. He's a predator. Facts. Tigers are predators. And him as a person is a predator too.
Even if the video title says otherwise, because technically they are not a predator. I'm definitely going to say this is exhibiting some disgusting, disturbing, weird, creepo behavior, because it feels like this is borderline CP. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm not the only one that had this reaction. XQC, one of the biggest streamers in the world, saw this, and that
They say he has a kid too. That's what you was hearing in the background. That's what they say. I don't know. If he does, holy shit, I'm afraid for that child.
That's how this whole situation basically blew up.
Front page stream and representing Hard Doryu a Woo Asshole DR1.
Dang it, Doryu! You now. Are you getting a wild bandit skin? I saw that they were doing like a creator thing, and I didn't do it or anything because I haven't played much, but I was thinking that's like right up your alley. I'm wondering if there will be a Doryu skin in the future.
Quick, everyone misbehave again.
No. You guys.
I hate when he says no. It's like, get the hammer.
Misbehave constantly. What? There's nothing new that would happen.
I'm not gonna judge. Okay, I'm gonna judge. Actually, I think what's up with this furry plus diaper thing with like a bib? Adults, weird furry combo with diaper and thing.
His reaction is probably the same as everybody else's reaction. It was definitely my reaction. It was my reaction when I showed my friends this. All of this is unnormal, and I'm actually a very non-judgmental person, which might
statistically, no. Black people are not known for being tolerant. That's kind of a fact. I know some people don't want to hear that, but you know, I'm putting facts out. I don't know.
seem crazy considering what my channel is, but I actually am fine with people doing whatever they want to do with their own lives because it normally doesn't involve me. Now, where we start to see a lot of the issues is when we start getting to the illegal boundaries, or especially in the situation when we start adding kids into it, because now it becomes very odd, very weird, very creepy, very predatory quickly. And that's the whole situation here, which is the biggest issue, is also because this person doesn't feel like they're doing anything wrong. Actually, apparently to them, we're the weird people, or maybe just me if I post this video and I'm the only one that feels this way, because they ended up noticing that SQC saw their streams and they were getting backlash, but all of a sudden started to point the finger at us as if we are the ones that are being weird.
XQC's watching. XQC, find something better to do. Dude, XQC's community is triggered.
Yeah, I think anyone would be triggered. I know I've seen this before, but it's just imagine you work all these years and this guy wins. This guy gets to be the top notch of Twitch. Disgusting.
Listen, the day XQC's community is the litmus test of normalcy is the day I admit this is weird. I think they were I don't know what to say. I don't know. They're weird, and they should be spending their stream making content for themselves and not watching other people. Yeah, I don't know. That seems cringe to me. I'm out here doing my thing. Is that their main gig? They just like use content from other people to make their content?
So like you, I think everyone kind of does that to a certain extent. It's that if you can transform it. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, you're worse because you're baby fur and you're trying to groom children and you're predator, you know.
Yeah, they do. Ugh. Cringe. I'm the cringe one, dude. At least I have a personality. I don't see you can get hate from inside the club. You can't even get in. You just open Twitch and you were on the front page. Good. Tell him to stay there. Tell him to stay in his lane. That's okay. People can hate. It's boring. It's a boring way to spend your time that we don't have to sink ourselves down into. A lot of the haters today will be furries in the near future, I guarantee it, or they won't. I don't know. Maybe they'll just live sad lives forever. I don't know. But like
even furries don't like you. That's telling you a lot. Even furries don't like you.
we don't even have to, like, they're so beneath us. It's crazy. It's almost like it doesn't even feel like real life. It's like NPCs, you know what I mean? It's like you don't feel bad running over the people in GTA. The haters are like...
That's what got him banned, by the way. Not because of front page controversy.
Like those people running in GTA from your car. They mean nothing. They're like bugs on your windshield.
I want to make this very clear because he tried to throw the blame on people hating on the fact that they are a furry. That's definitely not the case. I'm gonna be honest, if you're in my audience and you were a furry, set your live to be 18 plus, or that's my opinion. I don't know if you can request for it if
Basically gone what many others did. Okay, let me try to that's still when I feel like watch videos. Speaking of, what happened to Smart Schoolboy 9? What happened to him? I mean, it's kind of a spooky month, you know, Halloween. What happened to him? Is he still around? I mean, let me see if there's like an update. Yeah, let me see here. I was just thinking about, but when I think of that weird forget, legitimately think of a Smart Schoolboy 9. What the shit? Yeah, that looks creepy. Shit. Spanish, I can't read Spanish. It's just Lost Me. Oh, it's Lost Media. Hello. Let's press it. I want to watch it.
So, that's the account run by a man
Pretending to be a boy.
Truthsticks11, probably the creepiest account that David has made. Behind this account, David poses as a young boy on.
Yeah, it sounds kind of creepy in a bad way. Hold on. Let's see here. Still free. Is he still around? I don't know. Oh, hold on. I want to see if it's many new videos. I haven't watched him so long. Top keywords. Oh, keyword. Nope. Do not. Ah, shit. Shit, he looks. So what's Mr. Swirl? I remember watching it, but you know, we gotta keep on a more creepy tab. How about the puppet? Yeah, the puppet. That would be funny. Or the fucking other weird shit. Oh shit. It's getting spooky month, and I'm feeling more spooky month. Oh no. Sure.
And it'll be worth 20 points.
You know when a YouTuber is good? When you can rewatch videos, because sometimes I'll just randomly rewatch YouTubers if their videos are good enough. If your video is so good that I rewatch it, that means you're a good content creator. Even streams, sometimes I re-listen to streams. I like to listen to a lot of streams. I like to watch a lot of streams. I like to watch a lot of videos. And when someone is just so entertaining that I want to listen to them, I like that. I like that a lot. Just listen again. It's beautiful. It's like cathartic.
No doubt, I'll have a picture on the front page of every newspaper in the country, right, Ron?
It's 8 a.m. sharp on a Saturday morning in 1979. Families in the Tampa Bay area turn on their television sets as thousands of sleepy children awake on their day off from school. Some flip to Nickelodeon, where a rerun of Pinwheel is playing. Some flipped to ABC, where they would catch the final episode of a short-lived TV series called Fangface. However, that morning, others would opt for a more virtuous wake-up call, flipping the station instead to Channel 22, or the Christian Television Network, where a new show was opening the day's slate. A show called...
See, this is what makes people scared of puppets. Like, you always think that somebody's doing something weird to a puppet. You know, doing something weird with that puppet. And this is the kind of video that I always like, because it's like, you know, somebody used that puppet to do weird stuff. You know, any puppet. It's just the uncanniness. You know, people talk about like mannequins, but I think puppets are more creepy. I don't really get that uncanny valley that much with stuff, because I don't get scared that much. Comes to like horror games and all that, because I'm too desensitized with all the gore videos I've seen. But you know.
The show Joy Junction quickly found its place in the hearts of viewers, with kids immediately connecting with the quirky characters and silly games. Their Christian parents, too, found solace in the show's themes and non-offensive stories, creating a program that could be experienced together as a whole family. From that day on, families all across Florida and eventually across the entire United States came to enjoy the program, which continued on for a run of over 20 long years, until one Saturday morning at 8 a.m. sharp, when, without explanation, the show came to an unceremonious end.
That's a bad sign when that happens. When something just ends. No explanations, nothing. Just nothing.
And was never broadcast again. Today, the show and all official records of it have been scrubbed from the internet, with the companies behind its creation and the networks that aired it acting as if it never even existed, some allegedly going as far as to destroy any remaining copies, thanks.
Man, I bet like the copies themselves, or the like the original VHS tape, I guarantee they're in a museum and they're worth a fuck ton of money. Like, just the original tapes. Oh, shit, that would be a lot of money right there.
Solely to the heinous events that transpired during and after its television run. This is the story of Joy Junction, the children's TV show with an unimaginably dark secret.
We'll return after these messages.
One of the most frustrating things to me is spam phone calls and spam texts. There was a point in my life where I swear every single day I was getting these texts from random numbers that were all trying to get me to click on sketchy links that if I clicked on them likely would have hacked my entire existence. And I know the main reason why I used to get so many texts like below.
Okay, that was like, hold on. 2 minutes. Okay, that's still, I mean, not too bad. I've seen worse. See, on my phone, I have YouTube Revenge, so it skips that shit. no offense, but I don't need to find a product that I could probably find a free version that's just 10 times better. I want to support you. I'll just donate to Patreon. Or watch you and put you on a whitelist for ads. But I don't like ads.
Come and join us for a half hour of fun and games at Joy Junction. Now here's Sheriff Don.
Thank you, and welcome to this fun little town of Joy Junction.
Joy Junction was both the name of the show and the name of the fictional town in which it was focused. A town where numerous characters converged to tell stories, play games, and answer questions, all of which pertaining to Christianity. Each episode followed the same basic structure. They were 30 minutes long and would tackle one general lesson taught in the Bible and tell it through an acted out story. This was then interspersed with various games and audience participation, as the show heavily leaned on including its young fan base and immersing them in the world of Joy Junction. They even had a live studio audience for every episode, comprised of kids ages 3 to 13, with the participants and crowd genuinely seeming excited to be there, which was largely due to its lovable cast of characters. The most prevalent of these was Sheriff Don, who was actually played by the creator of the show itself, Don McAllister.
And the whole gang is here, so we're going to have us a good time today. Glad you could join us for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, he just See, anytime you deal with kids shows or anything like that, you know one of these people are going to do something weird. I guarantee, no matter what. Like, you can just tell in his face. You can just tell he's looking at them. You know, I know it's like a spoiler, but I think everyone knows about this.
Guided the show from segment to segment and often focused on the Bible while driving home the episode's central theme, while also being the one who most often interacted with the children who participated in the show. Then there was Forrest Padley, a soft-spoken professor who, ironically, often had lessons taught to him due to his obvious clueless nature.
Mr. Bubble, he'll even help when you did wrong. Well, I'm not a pope, but how about he'll even help when you're in trouble? Hey, Sheriff Don, you're a poet too.
And of course, the fan favorite, Whittler Dan, a caricature of a southern farmer known as the goofy storyteller of the group.
Good, yeah. Oh, hi. I'm just sitting here reading some of the mail from Joy Junction and some of the jokes in here. Would you like me to read some more? Oh, okay. That's good, yeah. Oh, you want me to read it to you?
But of all the characters to come from Joy Junction, there was one, or two, who were by far the most popular, yet polarizing. Ron and Marty. Played by professional ventriloquist Ronald Williams, Ron and Marty were far and away the most memorable characters for those who watched the show.
Because it's creepy, that's why. Everybody knows it's creepy. Everybody knows it's scary.
And for obvious reasons too. Many children watching at home found the duo, and Marty specifically, to be off-putting, even horrifying, with some...
Yeah. Any publicity is good publicity. Just a fact.
Some claiming that the doll gave them nightmares and was just too creepy to look at, causing many to stop watching the show altogether. But despite this, others found the duo to be hilarious and entertaining, tuning in week after week just to see them perform. For the viewers, it was a love or hate relationship with Ron and Marty. But even so, it was impossible to dismiss their impact on the show. They appear in every single episode that we have available today, and they were often tasked with teaching the children some of the series' most important lessons. Lessons like not to cuss.
It seems like I'm hearing a lot of swear words. All the kids are using swear words these days. And I'm afraid one of them's going to slip out of my mouth. First of all, why don't you try immediately praying and asking the Lord to take those bad words and thoughts out of your mind? Say, that's a good idea.
Practicing.
See, this is what the average conservative has become at this point. There's always some people who are trying to be so wholesome, so fucking wholesome, and then you find out they're being fucking creeps. All these people who try to say we need to ban porn and all that, it's like, okay, you are sus as fuck. You are sus. If you think we should ban something, I'm thinking you're trying to hide something. Like this motherfucker. Same shit like always. Always. Whenever you hear somebody ban porn, they can't help. They probably have the weirdest shit on their timeline.
Self-control.
Self-control? Oh, Well, I don't think my self-control works. It must be broken. No, well, no, Marty. I don't think anybody can practice self-control all by themselves, but if you'll just ask the Lord to help you, He will.
Defeating bad thoughts.
Hearts will cause good words and thoughts to come out of our mouths. It's almost so, Marty, as if our mouths will overflow with the thoughts and the ideas that are inside of us. You know, we need to be very careful about what we put in our minds and our hearts, Marty. That's for sure.
And most controversially,
Ron, they were looking at some dirty pictures and they wanted me to look too. Well, Marty, what did you do? Well, I said, look, guys, I like you a lot and I want to play with you, but I can't look at those pictures. I just can't do it.
whether it was the lessons they taught or Marty's blatant uncanniness, these two characters were the most vividly remembered part of the show. And this is important as these memories are essentially all we've been left with.
We are still covered with that darkness and with that sin. And when we say He'll wash us as white as snow, that's referring to the sin.
You gotta watch out for dirty pictures. Asking from a dirty ass puppet. Yep.
That's within us.
Joy Junction is classified today mainly as lost media. No official copies of the show have ever been published by its creators or the networks that owned it. It just kind of ended one day and was never talked about again by those involved with the project. And this lack of archiving stretches past just the media itself. If you were to look online for information on the show today, you would find next to nothing.
I don't care how much people like, oh, we gotta stop talking about this weird shit. It comes to, well, this happens and we can't have it to be talked about. This is history. It could be bad, but you need to talk about it. And they try to hide it. Hide the truth. Sort of like with Trump with the Epstein files.
There's no Wikipedia page, no actors, producers, or directors mentioning it in their work history or on their resumes. There's no official website. There's essentially nothing. Not even so much as an official date in which the show started and ended, despite the fact that the show apparently ran for 20 long years. We know for sure that the show aired on CTN in the 1980s, specifically in the Tampa Bay area, before it was later syndicated and broadcast across the country on channels such as TBN and Smile of a Child. But today, none of these networks mention the show having ever aired in their lineups, and none of them have ever provided an explanation as to why the show was pulled from the air. The only reason we even know anything about it is thanks to old recordings and VHS tapes captured by those who once enjoyed the show. With a few dozen episodes and some short clips from the series having made their way to YouTube in recent years, essentially serving as the only surviving relics of Joy Junction.
YouTube saves the day, like always. I know people don't understand that.
Because of this, the show is largely a mystery, and information is incredibly scarce and hard to come by. But after doing some digging, I was able to find some mentions of it in old newspapers printed nearly 45 years ago that did shed a bit of light on the context surrounding its creation. The first mention of Joy Junction came in 1978 within the Evening Independent, though at this point it was not even a television show yet. Instead, advertisements were placed in the paper weekly for the Faith Community Church in Largo, Texas, that mentioned including some sort of in-person act specifically for children, called Joy Junction. It's unclear what this performance actually entailed, but coincidentally, just 1 year later, the show Joy Junction would begin filming in Largo, Florida, with these original performances likely serving as the inspiration and the basis for the show itself. Following this trail of newspapers, I also found that the show was created by a company called WCLF, which began broadcasting back in October of 1979, with the founder of the company vaguely mentioning Joy Junction as an upcoming project. And sure enough, 1 week later, that same paper included a television guide that mentioned Joy Junction showing on TV for the very first time, giving us its likely premiere date of November 10th, 1979.
1979, Smashing Pumpkins. Shit. I don't know. But, yeah. I hope you like this, that puppet.
Aside from this, I was able to confirm that the show did in fact play all across the United States and wasn't limited to just Florida, which might be why finding an exact date on when the show ended has proven essentially impossible. But the most common belief across the internet is that the show lasted until somewhere around 2004, putting its—
Shit. That's so fucked up. You probably... Some fucking millennial kid probably watched it. I was thinking, oh, this is great. And it's like, what happened to my show? Oh, the dude who had the puppet did stuff. What kind of stuff? Well, we get to it.
Its lifespan at a surprising 25 years, which makes it all the more unusual that there's hardly any mention of it online, and that there was seemingly no attempt to ever even archive it. It seemed as if the parties involved didn't just drop the show and forget about it. They completely washed their hands of it and tried their best to bury it. There are even rumors circulating that CTN themselves had all their remaining copies set on fire and destroyed so that the show would forever be forgotten.
Oh shit, that's so fucked up. You know, I guarantee they'll do that to the Epstein files. And then once they do that, then you should have a riot. But no, that won't happen.
And when you consider everything that happened, this isn't really all that surprising. But what is surprising is the extent of the unraveling and the way in which it began, as it all started with a simple water bottle. It's unknown when exactly the discovery was made, just that it was a terrible one. Police arrest a man under the suspicion of distributing CP, only to find numerous images depicting it on his hard drive.
Cheese pizza.
With the vast majority of the victims involved being impossible to identify, except for one. Within the background of one of the images lay a hidden clue, a water bottle displaying the name of a swim and scuba school in Johnson County, Kansas City. Police did a search of the area, asking for help identifying the victim, which led them to a young child who swiftly pointed out their abuser as being a man named Michael Arnett.
Oh, shit. You have to be careful around people. And if you have kids, make sure not to have anyone that looks like this around your kid. Oh, shit.
Michael was immediately arrested, after which the true extent of his crime would be uncovered on his home computers. They contained countless photographs and videos depicting the same disturbing material, including a great deal that was produced by Michael himself.
Oh man, I guarantee he is going to get curbed. I mean, he's probably being tortured right now. Would love to see that.
The contents of these images are genuinely some of the most appalling I've ever heard described, though we'll get more into that later, because there is something more relevant to this video that they found on his device. It was a lengthy online chat history with a man named Ronald Brown.
And Ron, you're not one to talk, you're always...
Ronald Brown. Jesus Christ. Like, boomers don't know how to be anonymous, and then they fuck up. Thank goodness he was a boomer to get caught. Thank God.
He's on the telephone too. Well, I guess you've got a point there, Marty.
Ronald's life was centered around three things: ventriloquism, Christianity, and children. His primary job was working as a traveling puppeteer with a show called Puppets Plus, working school events, birthday parties, and at local malls. He also hosted a weekly puppet show for his local congregation that he billed as being specifically for children.
Is my mic picking up something? Like, I noticed it going up even, maybe it's too high. Yeah, it's picking up something. Hold on, let me try to fit certain things on my... Oh shit. Get more candy. I want candy. Bubblegum taffy. That's a song I should have put on here. That's what I should have put on here. Oh, that's what I should have put on here. Just put some candy, bubblegum taffy. It's spooky month, so might as well eat candy. M&M's, peanut butter ones, the best ones. From the Far Crew.
And of course, he had his role on Joy Junction. Every aspect of his life brought him in close proximity to children, and as it turns out, there were several undisclosed incidents that raised serious red flags about this. The first incident occurred in 1998, at a time when Joy Junction was still believed to be in circulation across TV stations. Brown was driving home late one evening when a police officer pulled him over for speeding. The officer shined his light in the car as Ronald reached...
See, this is why you should never speed, because no matter what, you're gonna get a cop to pull you over. That's the first thing they check. Literally. The biggest reason why people get pulled over the most, they speed too much. Or the tags are out of date. Just don't do those two. And maybe also your lights, but they usually just give you a warning. Because most people don't know their lights are out until they check. So, that's the way it is.
For his documents, only for his light to catch something unusual stuck between the seat cushions. It was underwear. Children's underwear. Despite the alarming nature of this, Ronald would end up convincing the officer that nothing strange was going on, claiming that the old pair of briefs merely belonged to his puppet, Marty. That night, Ronald was allowed to drive away without further questioning. Though things get stranger from here. Around the time of this encounter, Ronald had been living in a home conveniently located less than a block away from a popular playground, and upon moving into this,
Yep. You always move somewhere, but you always want your convenience around. Like, you want food, move near a shopping center. Want drinks, move near a bar. You want to do what this idiot does, move to a playground.
home, neighbors began to complain of Ronald's relationship with young children in the area. Every Wednesday, kids from around the block would ride their scooters and their bikes over to his house for free.
You want to be a fake conservative? Become a Catholic priest or join a Catholic church. Because you know how Catholics are. Fucking freaks.
Pizza. The group would eventually emerge from the home, and Ronald would drive them in his van to a nearby church, where he would supposedly perform his ventriloquism. These weekly meetups were strange to say the least, especially because they were allegedly fairly secretive, with some children even sneaking off to meet the man without telling their parents.
These parents are fucking idiots. I would ask immediately, and I'll go to that dude right there and say, "What are you doing?" And if he doesn't give me a straight answer, I'll put his teeth on the curb and curb stop them right there. No way I wouldn't let my kids anywhere near that. Parents are stupid. If you want to be a parent, make sure to know where your kids are going. This is back in the 2000s too, so shows you how smart parents are.
There were even other allegations that Ronald himself had hid their bikes underneath his home, almost as if he was trying to avoid any suspicion. And although I couldn't find concrete proof of this, it was rumored that when neighbors checked underneath his home, they reported not only finding these bikes, but used sex toys as well, which were stashed there for unknown reasons.
If you find sex toys under a person's house, knowing that he has kids nearby, grab him and do a funky tail on him, and make sure to have a 4K camera and stream it.
There were never any sort of allegations made against Ron, legal or otherwise, but the red flags here are glaring. Red flags that seemingly went ignored, as people bought into Ronald's act as a God-fearing, silly ventriloquist. Though in reality, the chats found on the computer of Michael Arnett shattered this perception in the most dramatic way imaginable. Though even so, these chats aren't what you would expect. No, somehow they are much, much worse.
I would have time to do it today if only I had him. Yeah. I would have been up all night enjoying him. I'm sure. Telling him all about what his last night had as a boy would entail. I imagine his eyes would be just about ready to bug out. Michael. Wet with tears, so scared and helpless. Ronald Brown. Probably trembling, trying to imagine his body being cut up and eaten. Wow. Not only he wanted to do some weird stuff to kids, he wanted to eat them.
Within their conversations were numerous messages between the two men, fantasizing about not only killing children, but eating them as well, with most of the messages being far too vile to discuss.
Chef_keeper2. That would be nice for you, smiley face. Give him choices, / all which end in him being cut up and eaten.
Or even show in this video. And this wasn't just fascination, it was
Sweet talker India? Don't I wish. Use them. A nice weekend meal. Would be so nice.
Obsession. Ronald had even found a child at his church that he...
I would like to get an update picture of him before too long. Me too. I look at the meat when I am home too. Exactly. Playing out some cuts. Okay.
frequently discussed wanting to eat, mentioning that he would be the perfect feast for Easter.
Happy spooky month.
Describing what it would be like to end his life and to consume his body. And this went far past just talking, as Brown had taken photos of the child from afar and had actually been formulating a plan to kidnap him.
See, I know cartels are fucking evil people, but I wasn't going to take, have the concept of a cartel member who didn't harm any good people or neutral people, just harm these types of people. That would be fun. 4K or 8K of a man having his face ripped off. Someone like this dude screaming, begging, sticks some adrenaline so he just stays alive for longer. And then feed him a blade.
It even sent a photo of the child with black lines drawn over it to show the various spots in which Ronald wanted to butcher him. This was all supported by his friend Michael too.
Any luck with your boy? No, I still want to eat him though. He was looking good in his last pic that I got.
Who himself claimed to have eaten multiple children, with a man even sending a photo of a 2-year-old girl that was seen inside of a pot, inside of an oven.
Okay. Yeah. So when people say the Epstein files don't exist, just a reminder, these are people who are not high up there, elites. Just think about what the elites do. When you really look into terrible stuff on the internet, it comes to histories about predators on the internet, you realize, I guarantee, there's the worst stuff you could think of with the Epstein files. Worse than this. Worse than Peter Scully kind of situation. That's why it's not being released. Because if it's associated with Trump, I don't think people would like that.
And this wasn't the end of the shocking discoveries either, as things were made even worse upon investigators searching into Ronald's username, UE Lime. In doing so, they discovered
UE Lime. Okay.
an account on a website called cutedeadguys.net, which was and is a forum for sharing images of the dead between those who fetishize corpses. And within his account, Ronald stated that he was one of these people too, admitting that he loved the sight of dead boys ever since he was a young man.
As I said, adrenaline in him to make sure he's not going to pass out. What are you going to do to him? Get some salt. You know when his face is removed, just go and some lemon. Just squeeze it all over him. Lemon juice. And then take his testes and smash him like a walnut. That'd be cool.
And he wasn't lying either. Upon these revelations, Ronald's home was raided, where police would find over 200 images containing CP, which didn't even include the hundreds of others showing tied up children, children being abused, and children that appeared to be dead. Along with this, police also found a blow-up sex doll in the home that was dressed in little boy's clothing, and inside one of his sock drawers was another hard drive with images of countless dead children, as well as a single flyer for a missing child in the area. He also had hundreds of images of a young boy named Andrew, who had attended Brown's church and youth group, with the boy having died of a brain tumor years before.
I bet he was trying to find some grave so he can eat him.
Photos that showed the boy's slow physical decline, all the way until his memorial service.
You know what?
That's so fucked.
You have to invite Jesus Christ to come into your heart and ask him to forgive you of your sin.
Upon his arrest,
Oh, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. That's the face he doesn't care. See, no matter how much people like say that, you know, with these far right people, even people that you may be thinking you're trusting, you have to be careful with. There's some fucked up people in life, and you know, there's some shit that you realize you have to be more cautious of. Now, people like say, oh, stranger danger, you know, if you go too far, yeah, it's bad, but you have to make sure to do it the right way, you know, use common sense. You know, this guy just clearly was just off. Oh God. Yeah, black pill and stuff. Take the black pill, Jimmy. I'm taking black pill M&Ms.
Ronald Brown admitted to everything. He truly did want to eat the child he had been eyeing up at his church, along with many others over the years.
Man, I wish I could see the interrogation. See, this is where capital punishment would be perfect, and streaming on TV. Oh, yeah, it would be fun to see that with him. Oh, look at those eyeballs. Let's get the drill. Go manhunt on him.
Though after saying this, he claimed that he would never actually have carried through with it, and that Michael and him were merely role-playing. This is heavily debated to this day, as technically there isn't proof that any of these delusions spilled over to the real world. But that's only what we know of. And considering the large quantity of CP in his home, the self-admitted obsession with dead little boys, and the actual plans he had to kidnap and eat a child, it seemed clear that it was only a matter of time before he finally followed through with his desires. For Ronald, there was no defense, and because of this, the judge handed down a sentence of 20 years in 2014.
20 years. Think about it. This is something back 100 years ago. They would burn you alive. Yeah, well, even 50 years ago, they would burn you. They would burn you alive, and they would torture you as long as humanly possible. Like, this is like the worst shit you could do. This is worse than murder. This is worse than murder, and it's only 20 years? Like, no, see, this is what I mean. Oh, God, this is something that you have to burn them. You have to, to use what's that one plant? There's a plant that's like the most painful plant. Put it in this oh my god. Hold on. I'm gonna look for it. Painful plant. Okay, I think I found.
Touching this plant will put you in the hospital.
I'm dying.
This is the Gimpy Gimpy plant.
Gimpy Gimpy, that's what they call it. Gimpy Gimpy. Put that in his fucking cock. Put it in his urethra. Put it in his mouth. Rub it all over him. Put it on his balls. Put it all over him.
A piece of foliage native to the land down under. And surprising no one, not only is the thing venomous, it is in fact the most painful plant on the planet. Because yeah, no, of course, man, even the fucking leaves down here have a problem with me. Growing in the rainforests of northern Queensland, these hell bushes are covered in tiny hairs that upon closer inspection aren't hairs at all and are actually thousands of hypodermic needles waiting to stab you and break off inside your skin if you so much as brush them. Once inside you, these needles will inject you with, I am not kidding, neurotoxin and cause absolutely excruciating pain. I mean, like comedic levels of pain. With one person describing it as being covered in hot acid and electrocuted, and another woman saying that it was straight up more painful than childbirth and she'd given birth 4 times. And the fucked up part is, the neurotoxin isn't even lethal. So this spiteful cunt of a plant is hurting you purely for the love of the game.
Oh, just think about if you just put that on his face. Just cover him in it. You know, make sure he feels it as long as humanly possible. That would be perfect. I would love to see that. I would pay to see that. Just him covered in Gimpy Gimpy.
Mind you, there are reports of people saying getting stung by this thing is actually worse than being put in the ground. This is because Groot's little hellspawn cousin here can continue hurting you for literal years after being stung. This is because those thousands of little hypodermic needles are actually made out of silicon, meaning your body can't break them down. And with how thin they are, your skin will usually close up over the top of them, meaning that these neurotoxin emitting slivers can sit inside your skin for literal years, releasing more neurotoxin anytime that they're moved or disturbed. This constant, chronic, agonizing pain is so unbelievably bad that there have even been records of, trying not to get banned here, people Alt F4ing existence to make it stop. This particular incident came from a man who accidentally used one of the plant leaves as toilet paper. I don't think it gets much worse.
Oh man, I would just get some Gimpy Gimpy and just rub it all over you. I want this guy to be, you know, I want his fucking foreskin. If he has a foreskin, just rub it in there. Make it painful. Just rub every single bit of it, everywhere. And hot cherry pepper, the world's hottest pepper in his fucking mouth, all of it. Just stick it all in there.
Which would wind up becoming a life sentence, as it appears he passed away sometime in 2020, well before his scheduled release.
Oh man, he lived his entire life. Jesus. Fucking bullshit. No punishment. No Gimpy Gimpy in the foreskin.
This discovery changed the entire context surrounding Joy Junction, the wholesome TV show beloved by children all across the country, only for one of its main stars to be outed as a predator of the most disturbing caliber. But there was one last discovery made by law enforcement in Ronald's case that makes the show that much more chilling. During the raid on Ronald's home, officers found a collection of journals that Ronald wrote in daily, where he obsessively discussed young boys that he had been coming into contact with, highlighting his desire to know what it was like to kill them and to know how they taste. These journals, to my knowledge, have never been released to the public.
They should. They should show this and say, hey, let's release the Epstein files as well.
But the thing I find most interesting about this is the date at which these journals started. 1978, meaning that this disturbing desire had been brewing inside of him for decades. And coincidentally, Joy Junction just so happened to start 1 year later, in 1979.
So he was planning.
Meaning that many of the kids seen on this program were likely the very same ones that Ronald wanted to eat.
It's just, he's like thinking, oh, I want to eat this person. I want to eat this fucking kid.
Given this context, it's no wonder why all parties involved with Joy Junction cut ties with it completely. It just changes the entire feeling of the show.
Yeah, he is so creepy in the background. He is fucking staring at them. He's like, I want to eat these fucking children. I am hungry.
From the moment that one simple water bottle was identified, Joy Junction's fate was sealed, and so was Ronald Brown's. Still though, I'm left with many questions after reviewing this case. Was there anything more to that traffic stop in 1998, or those pizza parties with the kids? And how serious was Ronald about following through with his plans to kill C? With the
Yeah, he is fucking thinking.
answer to these questions likely being taken to the grave along with him. But what I find so fascinating about this case is that the fallout of the raid on Michael Arnett's home is still being felt to this very day. Honest devices weren't just chats from Ronald Brown. In fact, there were hundreds of other predators, with officers going on to arrest many of them, some of whom are still in the process of being tried and sentenced. And when reading into some of these other cases involving Michael, it's evident just how serious these people were about their dark cravings.
Donald Trump's on it. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. They found Donald Trump. It's like, oh shit. Our buddy Donnie, he's wanted to eat children too. Not only that he did stuff to his daughter and made Baron Trump, the inbred homunculus, whatever he is.
One of these men was even recently caught having built an entire bunker equipped with torture tools in preparation for his first victim.
Oh man, just think if he got people found out and just grabbed a hold of him and used a torture device on him. Oh, get the pliers to smash his testicles one by one, popping them, making a good pop.
Which he planned to share with Michael. On top of all the CP distribution, these fantasies about killing children weren't just roleplay. These were very real thoughts and very real plans. But the one small bright spot
He should have said in Minecraft. That's what he should have said. He would have got away with it. In Minecraft.
Of this case is that the 2-year-old girl that Michael had photographed in his oven, thankfully was found alive and well. And he too never got to carry through with eating a child, at least that we know. But his physical abuse against them was in fact very real, and as were his desires.
Just think if you just put him in, you know, like sort of like those mega coliseums, like that one guy. Put him in a mega coliseum, and you know, make sure he's not wearing clothes. Cover him in barbecue sauce, and take no. Take 2 chimpanzees. Yeah, the barbecue sauce as well. 2 chimpanzees that haven't eaten in days, and give them steroids to make sure they're buff. And they're hungry. Make them rage out. You know, piss them off. You know, stick some forks in there and piss them off. Put a mask on that looks just like him. Just like him. To make sure they know this face is the reason why they're being tortured. And just release them in the Coliseum. And have it put in pay-per-view. Oh man, I'll pay for that. And this is rip him apart. You know, make sure he's like covered barbecue, but like slippery so he can last longer. And they were constantly trying to grab onto him, but they keep slipping. And it's trying to grab onto him, he's running away. And just rip him apart, maybe rip his face off. Ah, oh, be beautiful.
His physical abuse against them was in fact very real, and as were his desires that him and Ronald likely would have acted on had this entire ring never been exposed. When it was conceived, Joy Junction was meant to teach children morals, right from wrong. But ironically, many of these lessons just so happened to be taught by a man who was actively engaging in the very behaviors that were condemned by Joy Junction.
Ron, they were looking at some dirty pictures and they wanted me to look too. As your companions, you should have friends who have pure and clean thoughts and will only give you good ideas.
With his actions forever tainting the show and condemning it to a lifetime of obscurity, remembered only for the man and his puppet, who brought the whole thing down.
As a matter of fact, there's something I want to share right now. Really?
I wonder what happened to that puppet. I wonder fucking what happened to that puppet. I guarantee it's been put in a wood chipper. Somebody burnt it. Somebody took some holy water and tried to, bless it so, the demons won't come out. Maybe he went into the puppet and now he's like a fucking puppet molester who wants to eat kids. Oh.
That's right. Don't go away, kids. Joy Junction is coming right back.
Okay, let's try to find more shit. I like watching that. It's, yeah, Joy Junction was from me over a year ago.
Help to
Okay. But let's rewatch. Oh, why the fuck not? This is a slop channel now.
creepy accounts pretending to be kids. I came across a reel randomly, and it's led me down this weird rabbit hole of people using AI or dressing up pretending to go to school. They all seem to have high heels, check images in them. Is this an age play thing or something more sinister? Literally.
Let's just watch it. It's just a predator cast. That's what it is. You know, we talk about we talk about yet again with the furry baby fur. We watch about the puppet, and then we're watching this. I love Halloween. It's not Halloween yet, but you know, we're halfway there. But all of October is all spooky month in my opinion. It makes me feel good. I love Halloween. I fucking love Halloween.
Really anything helps as I keep trying to look for answers. This post was made to the subreddit r/Instagram by the user numerouscut792 on April 15th, 2024. It featured screenshots of 3 bizarre-looking Instagram pages they had encountered earlier that day, with OP expressing concern that something truly disturbing was happening with these users. And those in the thread agreed. What the actual fuck? Found all of them and blocked them all. Truthsticks11.
What block them? I don't understand blocking. Like what? Who the fuck cares?
And is seriously creepy to me. I've been trying to find more about them but can hardly find anything. Very weird account to say the least. The 3 accounts apparently belong to 3 different children. However, when combing through their posts, the content seems to imply something much more bizarre was afoot. Something truly disturbing. This post would be the start of a story that would eventually be picked up and shared all across the online world, becoming one of the more notorious internet mysteries in recent memory, as these accounts revealed an unending rabbit hole that is still being traversed to this very day, in an ongoing investigation into one of the most depraved oddities ever found on Instagram. This is the emerging story of Smart Schoolboy 9.
1, 2, 3.
Let's say he bit you. Just think if he bit you, you know, you just have the fucking dude, Smart Schoolboy 9, just goes up and bite you. He's legitimately reminds me of fucking everything scary about just serial killers. And he's real.
So, I hope you like these photos. School is good. Really good.
We'll return after these messages.
Before we get too far down this rabbit hole, I want to first thank today's sponsor.
It's so weird to see his face because he's Nick Crowley. I'm sorry. He reminds me of Blame It on George. I don't see his face being this, to be honest. I really don't see his face being this. He just doesn't look like the person that sounds like this. Let me, sorry.
Beautiful boy, an account looked after by me, a degree-educated mother choosing to stay anonymous. This was the bio of the first account pictured in the Reddit post, an account named TruthSticks11, which was said to be operated by a 12-year-old boy and his mother. Back in October of 2021, the duo would make their very first post, kicking things off on a somewhat concerning note, though not for their own page, but instead another account on the platform.
So, that's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
The video was created and posted.
Is it Arabic? Jesus fucking Christ, that's scary.
By the mother for the sole purpose of warning others of a specific user who had been posing as a child online when in actuality he was a grown man who did this in order to get close to and exploit other children across the.
By the way, the guy who's doing this, I think he's black. So that's kind of crazy. You have some black man trying to, well, I mean everyone knows what Smart Schoolboy 9 is, but he's fucking creepy.
Platform. It's the grim reality of this online world, as predators will do just about anything to get closer to children, and it's a reality often unrealized or even ignored by parents, which makes it almost refreshing that this mother was out here trying to raise awareness. These posts would become the crux of the account early on. They would call out this user and their many accounts again and again, eventually going more in depth about what this person would actually do, claiming that they had a strange perversion to dressing up as a young schoolboy. Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. This theme of calling out online predators would remain consistent throughout the years on TruthSticks11. However, after some time, the mother behind the account began to use the page for its initially intended purpose, to share photos of her son.
Yeah, he see, I'm amazed it's not a horror game based off of a Smart Schoolboy 9 yet. Like, he's just so creepy.
Photos began reasonably normal, and would show this young boy studying at school, accepting awards from their principal, and even school presentations in which their son had attended, with the captions often boasting about how intelligent the young boy was. Though over time, the photos began to grow stranger.
Just creepy shit. He's making the Aryan race. That's what he is. He wants to be white. He wants to be a white nationalist. He's like, I want to make white children for the white race. That's what I've been doing this whole time. I'm a black man that I hate myself. I enjoy Nick Fuentes. I donate $500 to Nick Fuentes. I donate 500 pounds to Nick Fuentes, my daddy, my Mexican catboy daddy of the white race. That's what he's doing. This is the Aryan Chad child. This is the Giga Chad's kid. Don't make fun of him, Chad.
They looked off, almost as if they were AI generated. And on top of this, they began to appear heavily edited.
This is like some weird anime shit.
In an almost inexplicable manner, with deep red lipstick often being added, which was enunciated by his face being turned pure white. This here as
sorry, let me do that.
Being added, which was enunciated by his face being.
This reminds me of like Shark Tail face. This creepy shit. Just put him on a fish and there you go.
Turned pure white. This unsettling trend would continue from here, as with each passing post, the photos grew less authentic and more surreal.
It kind of reminds me of like a 70s fucking music album. He's ready to bite you. He's ready to bite you. He's going to tell you about why you support the funny mustache man and why the Holocaust, never happened in their eyes.
Until they became.
He's like, yummy! I'm going to eat your show! Your soul!
Straight up disturbed, even sickening. These bizarre edits spilled over past just the images too, as the posts began to appear as disjointed collages, often showcasing multiple grotesque images and paragraphs about how much this user loved school. And this wasn't the only shift either. At some point, the son behind the account began posting content that allegedly
He's gonna bite you. He's gonna bite you.
Came directly from him, saying things like, "My really cool mom asked me if I'd like to post, and I said, yes please." He even shared supposed videos that he had filmed of himself, which were equally as unconvincing as his photos, and somehow even more chilling.
Remember, AI is the future. You're going to have creeps trying to do creepy shit with your kids. It's kind of funny because also, they had an issue with people who tried to make an AI NSFW of, you know, kids. And it's kind of funny because it has skim data also with that kind of stuff. So people suspect it was finding like websites that could have been hosting that kind of stuff. Which that actually happens. Even on the clear web, you can probably find that kind of stuff, even though it should not be on the clear web. But you know how the government is. They are incompetent. And these fuckers hide in plain sight. They don't always hide in the deep web, Telegram, Signal, all these other ones. Sometimes they hide in sites you would not expect. That's even more terrifying and more just insane.
The boy even shows off his singing in one of the clips.
Just okay. Having answered some questions in the classroom, it's cool, but knowing that the topic is one where advanced knowledge is fulfillment are almost guaranteed in being ready, and if other children look to you for tips on how to study it creatively and clever, if it involves traveling to parts of the world for the first time as a part of a school or family visit, as much as mine recently, to Jerusalem, Japan, Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe, you feel that these lands put your mind in leadership mode and learning mode. I learned to lead, but I learned also to look to where I might need to leadership when I don't know. Just
though their voice sounds off. The account was overall anomalous and extremely off-putting. And though this content was visually alarming, another aspect made it even more so concerning, as over time, many of the images began to resemble CP, showcasing these fake AI children in explicit positions, with their faces sometimes even being photoshopped onto scantily dressed adult bodies.
yeah. I guarantee Instagram couldn't do anything. See, what people need to understand, predators now, they hide everywhere. Not just in the dark web, they hide everywhere. Always be careful what your kids look up. You don't need the government to do that job. That's your job. The government can't do shit because they're incompetent. No matter what, no matter how secure you make the internet, predators always find a way. They adapt. Same thing with criminality. When people do violent crime, do they stop all criminal actions? No. They always find a way because that's how predators are. They find ways around anything. And that's the way it is.
One thing is blatantly obvious about the Truth Sticks account. The supposed child behind it is not real. Even in the more passable photos at the very beginning, there's evidence to suggest that these were likely AI as well. And based on the disturbed, borderline...
This is like a... I don't know what you call it. It's like anime mixed with fish. Just creepy. Normal. You know, put him on the front page of Twitch.
Illegal content that this page featured, it seemed more than likely that whoever was behind this page was not an innocent mother concerned for the welfare of other children, but instead a predatory individual themselves. And this wasn't their only account. The second page featured on the Reddit post belonged to a user named GirlChloe12 and bore striking similarities to Truth Sticks. The page was also supposedly run by a child and monitored by their parent. Bizarrely, they also posted frequently about the dangers of online predators, with the wording of these posts and the editing being essentially the exact same as Truth Sticks, just not as over the top. These two accounts even frequently interacted with each other, thus providing a substantial link on its own. But by far the most compelling link between these pages is one that is easy to miss at a glance, with that being a blatant obsession with high-heeled mini boots.
Yeah. Feet. Boots. Das Boot.
These shoes were mentioned or shown in virtually every single post made.
Yeah, it's just high heel mini boots. Normal stuff. You know, Instagram doesn't do its thing. I mean, they've been allowing like edgy shit. I mean, it's kind of funny. TikTok and Instagram's been allowing more edgy shit, which I think more needs to be more edgy because we need an alternative to YouTube because that would be fucking awesome. But they refuse to.
By these two users. At playtime, I'm sometimes running around with my really cool heeled footwear I wear with my uniform. After coming home from school, education isn't over for the day once the blue blazer, gray jersey, neat tie, white shirt, tailored close-fit gray trousers, and black heeled mini boots are in the wardrobe. No matter what they discussed, school uniforms and mini boots were always a talking point, which adds confirmation to something that is already becoming apparent. This is fetish content, not too unlike the bizarre accounts in the Pipergate rabbit hole. Fetish content centered around children. And what makes the Chloe account so disturbing is that AI was seemingly not used, and rather the images seem to be of actual children. Despite this disturbing distinction, these two...
You can always use, you know, he sticks out, well, I mean, you haven't seen him yet.
Accounts are cut from the same cloth, and all signs point to them being created by the same person. A person who, despite their constant warnings of the dangers of adults pretending to be children online, seems to be doing the exact same thing, as part of some sort of fetish, the extent of which we'll discuss later. But for now, one thing was for certain. These pages were not run by children, or their parents. So, who created them? Well, that brings us to our third and final account shown in that initial post. Smart Schoolboy 9 was much the same as the other two accounts. They warned of online predators, obsessed over high-heeled mini boots and school uniforms, and posed as a child despite clearly not being one.
Shit.
But Smart Schoolboy was different in one key aspect. The person behind the account was pretending to be a child, but they were doing so in a much more apparent manner, as they didn't use AI or stolen images of other kids to form their identity, and instead, they used photos of...
Just think about this. You live in like an apartment complex or a small town. You go outside and you go in the alley in the middle of the night and you see this motherfucker. This would scare the fuck out of the fucking strongest man ever. You can have the Giga Chad of any Giga Chad. This is nightmare fuel. This is shit you see in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just insane shit.
themselves.
Yeah, just... Oh man, that'd be scary. He bites you. He grabs you by the nuts. You know, he doesn't care if you're a kid or not. He just grabs you, gropes you. I mean, if you could take him, put his teeth down, just make him stick his tongue out and you cover stomp him. Just, ugh.
In the images posted on the account, we see what appears to be a fully grown man, dressed in a schoolboy's uniform. His face is painted pure white and has bright red.
That's offensive. That's whiteface. I feel offended. You're offending this chud. This Aryan chud.
And lipstick. And he is, of course, wearing high-heeled mini boots. Characteristics that were all utilized across the other accounts. Only this time, it was done on himself, as he poses as a child, pretending to go to school, as well as pretending to go through other life events common for preteens. And the photos aren't even the most disturbing part, as the account consists primarily of videos.
Oh god, that's scary. Just think if there's no laws against it, you can just go funky town on this motherfucking creep.
School. Hey, let me know if you like school as well.
The videos are all incredibly off-putting. Some show him arriving home from school.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's so fucking creepy. No matter how long this, how many times I've seen this video, it's always fucking creepy knowing that this fucker does this. He is one of the most disturbing person I have seen on the internet ever.
School.
Others show him claiming to be on the bus heading towards school.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm on the school bus.
And other videos showing him doing whatever this is.
Holy shit. Just think about that. You have this fucking guy doing that in front of your kid. You would fucking go off. You make sure he has no tongue. You make sure to cut off his dick and balls. You make sure to gouge out his eyeballs. You go chimpanzee on him. Oh, you just want to fucking put his teeth on the curb and just stomp on it.
With these strange sounds and the process of sticking his tongue out appearing to be part of his fetish.
Oh my god, that's fucking creepy. That's fucking creepy. And it's infuriating too, because he probably got promoted by all the fucking Brits in his country.
As much
Just rip its tongue out. Get it out.
like the other accounts, his content is overtly sexual, in its own bizarre way. In fact, there's a video of him with his full outfit on, where he shows himself staring into a mirror as he appears to pleasure himself.
This was fake. This guy clearly knows how to make a good horror film. Oh, this cigarette just curve stomped the motherfucker.
Right out of view of the camera, as he stares into his own eyes. This account is by far the most sickening part of this whole rabbit hole, and also the most important. Interspersed throughout his page are a few examples of what this individual's voice sounds like.
This is quite good.
Which just so happens to be the same voice heard in the very first clip shown on the Truth Sticks account.
A man pretending to be a boy.
Meaning that this full-grown adult man is the one behind this entire rabbit hole.
Just think, you just open its mouth up and just drop a red hot nickel ball, glowing hot nickel ball in his fucking mouth. Just drop it in there. He wants to stick out his tongue, just open up its gaping mouth and drop it in there. Pour boiling milk in his mouth.
He's the one on these accounts pretending to be a child and their mother, getting some sort of sick satisfaction from whatever this is. And the worst part is, these activities aren't just kept behind closed doors. As we can see on numerous occasions, videos of him walking around outside in a public space, with his full outfit and face paint on.
Oh god. Just think about that. You just walking by and you just see this motherfucker just doing this. Run. I think I heard somebody say, "Oi, what the fuck are you doing, you motherfucker? Oi, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you." He's like, "Oi." He's like, "Oi, what the fuck?" And he just runs. He runs. He's like, "What the fuck is this? Call the police. I'm gonna get molested by a young boy."
It's truly one of the strangest things that I've ever seen, and making sense of what this all is extremely difficult. But based on the information found from this first Reddit post, a few likely conclusions can be put forward. This man is clearly attracted to the idea of being a kid, and I think OP was correct when they speculated that this was some sort of age play thing, but it's also clearly much more than that too. As based on the images that he's created himself, he clearly has some sort of attraction to other children as well, as he's quite literally created faux CP, the likes of which is so disturbing that I can't even really describe it here either. He's creating fetish content, and he's using the likeness of children, and also some children that are clearly very real people, to do so. That much is obvious. But there was also the possibility that he was pretending to be a kid in order to exploit other children across the internet.
You know, if a kid gets fooled by this, I don't know if I would feel too bad for the kids. That's like a Darwin Award. That's that kind of shit that, in most circumstances, you will. Now that happen, at least you know, if smart schoolboy knockers at least kill them, so they won't have to torture them. It's sort of like a Darwin Award. It's like your kid's stupid. Like I'll tell the parents, like, I'm sorry, your kid is going to vote Nick Fuentes 2038.
At this point though, this was merely speculation, with much of the Smart Schoolboy 9 case remaining a mystery, and the rabbit hole was only getting deeper from here. Months after this rabbit hole was introduced to the online world, the story began to be shared all across the internet, most notably on the r/internet mysteries subreddit, where the case really took off. There, internet sleuths began uncovering just how vast this web of accounts actually was, as it wasn't just these 3 pages. No, there seemed to be over a dozen, and likely even more that we still haven't found, as he's created his own sort of community, his own little world, where across each page he pretends to be a child, with these accounts typically following each other and frequently interacting, seemingly to make these characters appear as though they have real friends. On one of these pages, 12 Stockwell Joanne, he poses as a 14-year-old girl, using more AI images to depict explicit positions of this manufactured child.
Just rip his teeth out slowly. See, this brings an anger that you want to go Kratos on him. You want to go Kratos. Just smash his face in with a rock.
Which I obviously am not going to show here. Though much like his Chloe account, he also shows images of very real young girls. But this isn't the most concerning part of this account, as on numerous occasions he's shown images of children at a playground, which he may have taken himself.
Those kids were staring. It's like, what the fuck? That's like a fucking nightmare fuel. You're fucking 10 years old trying to play with your friends, and you have some fucking dude in a dress and just staring at you, taking photos. You would be fucking freaking out and don't know what to do. That's how you get counseling.
This fantasy of being a schoolgirl and taking part in these school-centric activities is something carried over throughout multiple of his accounts, with his most common alias being Stephanie, of which he has numerous different accounts featuring that same name.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie.
This Stephanie character claims to be a 12-year-old aspiring poet, with accounts all across the internet, many of which
I'll be a poet. A poet. Okay, whatever.
Showcasing examples of her poetry, which carries on those same distinct sexual undertones. I race to complete my poems when I've got an early start. Heart racing, mixed rhythms, maximizing miracles, rice with rap, and on the map, my Kennington, London syllables. Dancing though I know my underwear might show if I lean forward.
You know, if this dude was in America, he would have a bad experience. You know, he's black. You people like say, oh, black fatherhood's kind of bad, of course. But when you do have a black dad, he actually takes care of his kids and he wants to make sure they're okay. Yeah, I guarantee he'll go chimp on you. He will go chimpanzee on you. He will go ooga booga on you. No matter what, especially that. I think you see Jackie Chan dad, you see white dad, you see black dads. They stop the racism, say, we need to stop this motherfucker. Let's not do the race war right now. Let's go after this fucking creep that's going after our kids. And we rip them apart.
Good. Stephanie Stansfield, 12. But digging even deeper, her poetry has even seemingly been featured in various articles and even newspapers, showcasing that this rabbit hole extends far past just the online world.
That's just creepy.
This act is clearly their obsession, and he's been doing this for years, with the earliest examples that I could find coming from all the way back in 20.
Just think if you rip his teeth out. He has a gap, like some black people have that have gaps that rip them out one by one. One by one, you just see his teeth just all gone. It's just a gummy. And just pour some hot sauce in it, like the world's hottest hot sauce.
18. And this Stephanie character seems to be his go-to alias, embodying it in even the literal sense.
It puts the lotion on the puts the lotion on the skin or gets the hose again. I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. Oh, fuck me. This is where you open up when you're dead in hell and you think, oh, I'm in my house. I just open up my door and I see that fucker in front of my yard. I would shit myself. I would close it right there and stick by. He just moves 10 times faster than you and you close it like blah, 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 blah. Ooh, that'd be scary.
As in one of his many pages.
Oh my god. This dude probably had like a bunch of men just fuck him in the ass when he was wearing that shit.
Dedicated to this Stephanie character, he dresses as her, wearing.
This is what happens if Christian, wasn't discovered in the internet like years ago. He just gets more and more weird.
Wearing a wig.
I wonder how Christian would feel if he ever met this dude. Would Christian be weirded out? No, Christian would join up with him, saying that we've been both trolled at. Jesus.
And a dress, as he pretends to be a 12-year-old.
You can tell he's black, too. Oh, shit. A black fucking pervert.
Girl. Almost immediately after this
They will go George Floyd on him.
Case began gaining traction, the true magnitude of this rabbit hole was revealed. Across every single account are countless depraved posts and oddities that all could warrant discussion, but by far the most important discoveries were those that didn't actually occur on his own page, and rather the pages of other actual children. Do you like school? I do. It is good. You have some cool shirts, but I have to wear school uniforms to school. It is nice, but casual isn't allowed, and it's quite hot here in the UK, as the month of June suddenly got warmer. These are two examples out of many that show Smart Schoolboy 9 reaching out and attempting to befriend young children online. In one comment, he even warns a child about other comments from bad people, stating that, "It happens to most boys in our age group, but stay safe, stay cool, don't be dismayed by creeps."
You're the creep. You're the creep.
This This is our best evidence that these accounts weren't just made for age play. No, he's actually posing as a child in order to make friends with other children.
You're a dumb kid if you fall for this. Any common sense. Oh, you make Christian's autism look like nothing. Like, you just can't understand this kind of stuff.
And given his overtly sexual interests and aversion to CP, it's not hard to gather why.
Just think if you take off his shoes, you know, his high heel mini boots, and you just rip off his toenails. You know, make sure he feels it. Make sure he feels every bit of pain that he's going to get. Rip off his fingernails as well. Put some salt in it.
He was doing this. And these examples are only what we found so far. It's possible that there are dozens, or who knows, maybe even hundreds of other comments out there, hidden on unknown children's accounts. This is predatory behavior. The man behind Schoolboy 9 is a predator. And in case there was still any doubt of whether or not this was a sexual thing, here's what he had to say about being a 13-year-old girl.
Back out one. I want to see what it said. I wasn't paying attention. Being really sexy, but being a good girl, oh. See, if this was like an act, you're just going too far. There are bits where you could be funny about, like, I mean, maybe not this. This is something we probably shouldn't touch. But there are just times where even if you was trying to go in this kind of route, you gotta make sure to do it right. But this is like something you see in like a horror film. It's so creepy.
Here's what he had to say about being a 13-year-old girl.
You should say it. No chance I'm saying this out loud. You should have. You should have did it with a microphone so your neighbors would hear.
But have his tactics actually worked? Well, the frightening thing is, no one knows if he's actually been successful or not, or even what specifically he's looking for. We just know that he's trying to reach kids, as evidenced not only by his comments, but by the fact that he's solely following children on all of these pages. And though it's easy to look at these accounts and know that something is off, for children, it's not that simple, especially when there's pages showcasing photos of actual kids. Which brings up another frightening detail. Many of the images he's used of children have not been traced back to their original creator, and some seem to appear for the very first time online publicly on this man's pages, which might mean that he was sent them privately. There's even one image that David posted on his Schoolboy account, which shows another kid that he claimed to be on a playdate with, though it's impossible to say if this is real or not.
Oh, it's just a hammer to the face. Just smack him around. And make sure you get some adrenaline just in case.
For now, we just...
Oh, that's his son, I bet. Like, he's raising the next generations of fucking creepy fucks.
Don't know for sure. Though given the fact that he's reaching out to children, posting fetish content centered around children, and has even potentially photographed kids in the wild, one thing is for certain. Smart Schoolboy 9 needs to be stopped. Finding this man and reporting him to law enforcement quickly became the top priority for those investigating the case. And luckily, he left several glaring clues behind that made this process a whole lot easier. On numerous occasions across his many pages, he would post images and videos of specific locations, even showing streets and mentioning very particular areas in his poems, all of which centered around the London area, immediately giving us an idea of where he was located. And that wasn't all. I mentioned how the alias of Stephanie was one that he used more so than any other, but what's interesting is that there was another name used just as often across his accounts, brought up time and time again, though it's a name that he never seemed to call any of his characters. Instead, he simply referred to this person as a stepbrother, or a father, or even a friend from school, despite never actually picturing him, just mentioning his name. David. And sure enough, after connecting a few dots, it would be revealed that this person's actual name was in fact David. David Alter.
David Alter. The serial killer who fucking eats kids. Oh man, just gouge his eyeballs out. I want some
with a man
cartel
being
videos.
59 years old.
Yeah, 59. Old man doing this shit.
At the moment, it doesn't appear that David has any past criminal convictions or documented history of this behavior, but we do know that thanks to the investigation done on Reddit and Discord, he is currently being investigated by local authorities, which will hopefully put an end to his online behavior and shine some more light on who
Driver's steamroller, steamroller, this thing to, if you do construction, you have to flatten the asphalt and just run him over with it. All the shit and stuff comes out of his fucking mouth. He be sticking out his stomach. His organs come out.
this person actually is. As for the
Is that a fucking piercing on his lip?
time being, the only other information that we really know about David is that he likes to write poetry and he makes music.
I think I hear a running tram going back in time, not out of time. I think I like a little lemon and lime. Say Marianne, hey Steely Dan, I like the sound of that running tram.
And his name also appears in a random newspaper.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Needs to be on the top of Spotify.
Where he's discussing the importance of kids wearing school uniforms. And that's really all we have at the moment. Though there is one very important aspect that we have yet to talk about in relation to this man, with that being David's mental state. Some believe that David is a mentally unwell individual who potentially doesn't know the extent of what they are doing.
Put him on a giant fan and spin him as fast as you can. Do that until he's dead.
Now, even if this is the case, his behavior still needs to be stopped, and he needs to be given proper help to assure that no one else gets hurt.
Wood chipper. Feet first. Push him in. Slowly. So you can feel it.
By his actions. But it is important to note that David is far more intelligent than he lets on, as his personal accounts show us that he is fairly well spoken and articulate, and throughout his problematic content, most of his bad grammar and strange verbiage seems to be his attempts at more authentically trying to replicate a child, but it's impossible to know for sure. But what we do know is that David is extremely manipulative, with his response to this situation and other clues littered across his accounts showing us that he seems to know what he's doing, and he knows that it's wrong. Since the exposure of David's accounts, he hasn't silently slithered away like most other predators would. Instead, he's actually responded on more than a few occasions, lashing out to those who have DM'd him, calling them the perverts and predators.
You'll always see some dirty old fucker texting a kid. Skin his face.
He even left a comment on his Joanne account seemingly directed at himself, writing, "You are really sad, and if that's your name, David,
Put a hot hydraulic press on his head. Make sure he's awake to see it.
be honest with yourself. You're 50, as you said elsewhere. You reply to me, a girl, as if I'm your buddy? No chance ever." This is something David does all the time. It's projection, and it started all the way back at the beginning of this rabbit hole.
So, that's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
And he continued posting these predator exposés, along with other warnings about predators on the internet across every page he made, each of which being hyper-specific to his own predatory ways and fetishes. The things he accuses others of are blatant projections of his own dark vices. And I can think of two reasons why. Number one, that this makes his account look safer to other parents and children. It gives the appearance that he's not another internet creep, because he's actively calling them out. It's a way to build trust in order to befriend and exploit kids. And number two, he knows what he's doing is wrong, and this is his bizarre way of self-reporting, probably to make himself feel better about what he's doing. And it's obvious based on just how accurate these claims against others are to him. Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. And these claims are made over and over again, as each time he calls someone out, he's further exposing himself. Which becomes more concerning when you realize that these projections seemingly aren't strictly pedophilic.
Jeez.
Within those eerily familiar expose posts he made on Truthsticks11, he mentions how this user not only wanted to exploit children online, but they wanted to kill them as well.
Liked by the... Okay. Truthsticks11. What the, picture's name used by the man pretending to be a boy implies... Okay, notice the lettering of the surname and what the implying crimes against humanity. CHA, crimes against humanity, appealing, it's all code, cannibalism, hatred, active, indicating why he uses photo. Like it's always want to eat them. Oh.
As he mentions that this user has a clear interest in cannibalizing kids. And
oh, I would cannibalize you. I wouldn't call you human. I'll fucking cook you alive and eat you like a steak.
Even performing ritualistic sacrifices on them. And based on how accurate all of the other exposures are to himself, I have no reason to believe that this isn't part of his MO as well, as crazy as that may sound. This also seems to coincide with some of the content he's posted that I can't show you, as some of these photos show children edited in contorted positions, including some where he's added what appears to be rope to give the illusion that they're tied up. And what makes this even more disturbing is
just imagine you get him by the testicles and you rip him off like a chimp, and you make sure to stick adrenaline in him so he won't pass out from the pain.
that on his accounts he's posted numerous photos in the vicinity of schools, on nearby secluded trails, and even some where he discusses what time school starts and ends, saying that he likes to be awake and ready for it. There's even photos that show other children outside from a distance, almost as if David was stalking them.
Jesus, the kids just see him, just taking pictures of him.
This is highly concerning. Even if we don't know truly how low this man's perversions get, he is still far too close to children, which is perfectly encapsulated by this photo of him on a school playground during the day. And with his disturbing desires, I don't even want to imagine what he's capable of. Which brings us to the final piece of content that I need to talk about. Chasing another boy running in heeled mini boots.
Just doing Sonic style running for kids.
This was the text shown on screen during a short video posted onto one of David's many accounts. And in the video, we see the man pointing the camera at himself, showing his full face of white makeup and red lipstick. This video is edited more egregiously than any others I've seen across his page, with multiple explicit.
He wants to get the zooms ready to watch him. The Gen Alphas. He needs them to watch him. Get them views for TikTok.
Explicit images and huge emojis covering the majority of the screen. Though just barely enough of the footage can be seen that shows David as he turns the camera around, revealing a young boy.
I had to edit out a few seconds, which explains the jump cut.
Who he then proceeds to chase after, giggling all.
Oh, just beat him with a hammer. Beat him with a hammer. See, this brings out the torturer in me. Just, Funky Town. Oh, it's just a great piece of cinema.
The while. Whether this was an edited video or a real occurrence, we don't currently know. David's doings are a mystery that will take some time to unravel, and my hope is that law enforcement will be able to follow through and help shed some more light on this individual, and finally put an end to his twisted behavior. But at this point, only one thing is for sure. The story of Smart Schoolboy 9 is far from over.
He's gonna eat you. I think I made one in a comment. I haven't been more scared yet. Yet angry. Sometimes it's too long. Yeah, I remember making that a year ago. It pisses me off. Just thinking you fucking crushed his face. Let's use some hedge clippers on his fucking face. Let's see here. It's talking about the furry yet again. Let's see here. I need music at the end because, you know, it's the end. I thought about playing games, but, you know, nah. Let's see here. Need music. Let me think here. Let's see here. I don't know. I gotta go with 4chan music. 4chan music. Not Saturday. Fuck that. Let's see here. Can't use some of them. Oh shit, I'm feeling it. What the fuck is this? Hold on. Okay. Bye, chat.
Got everyone, gonna do my justice war.